We're talking now with John. John, you're with Allworth's Money Matters.
Hello there. Thanks
John.
for taking my call. A two-part question on charitable giving accounts. I believe I understand that you can distribute money from those accounts over several years over to several different entities, charitable entities, but I'm not clear on, must you take the full amount of your contribution to that account in one tax year, in the same year that you...
No. So
let's clarify. How old are you?
70.
And you're speaking of a donor-advised fund.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and a lot of the big institutions have I think Fidelity was one of the first ones to come out. Fidelity's got a big one. Schwab's got a big one. There's several of them out there. The wonderful thing about a donor-advised fund is it's almost like a private foundation, a family foundation, without all the headaches
and visibility.
Yeah, and it's private because if you have a family foundation, others can see what's in there. They know what you're giving to, and you can get hounded nonstop. And the nice thing about these, John, is you can contribute whenever you feel like it. So if you open an account at one of the major firms that has a donor advised fund, or there's other foundations that just have donor advised funds,
community foundations, lots of community foundations.
Don't leave anyone out here. So you can transfer appreciated securities there if you'd like. You could some of them allow you to transfer an appreciated piece of real estate to them. You can write them a check, and you can contribute as often as you'd like. And every time you can contribute, it triggers a potential tax deduction for you. So it creates a taxable deduction for you.
And once it's in that account, it can sit there forever.
There's no minimum requirements.
So, I mean, I've named beneficiaries on mine so that if my wife and I pass away, that our children can distribute them. Not that there's tons of money in there, but and what is a good idea is for tax planning to decide how to bunch them. So many people will say, I'm not giving, I give to the charities every year, but I'm only giving to my donor advised fund every 3 years or 4 years.
Because the standard deduction is so high now, and particularly my guess is age 70, you don't have a mortgage, don't have a tax deduction on the interest any longer. Oftentimes people make, even quite generous people that make significant gifts throughout the year or at the end of the year, aren't able to take an itemized deduction. So a donor advised funds enables somebody to accelerate that.
And you can...
Okay, but I guess the bottom line, though, is I don't quite understand. Am I forced to take the full amount of whatever I donated, or not donated, but whatever I contributed to the fund? Am I forced to take that full amount in one tax year?
Yes. Yes.
Well, no, because there's limitations, and if you exceed the limitations.
But in most circumstances, for the average American, if you put money in the donor advised fund, you take the deduction in the year, and that's gone. I mean, you have given that money away. You get the deduction. The only difference is now you get to direct it to what charities you want over as many years as you want. And I've got to tell you, once you've done this, you will not give to charities in any other way. You just won't.
Rarely you might. It's the school, your neighbor's kid is $100 donation.
Yeah, you're buying. Right? Okay, yes. And so, as an example, every one of my clients that I have introduced to this, they're like, "This is fabulous," because you just go online, you type in the tax ID number, it actually pulls up the name of the charity. It takes about 2 minutes, and they issue a check, and you can manage the money inside there. You can keep equities, you can keep it in cash. You can actually hire a financial advisor and pay them to manage inside many of these donor advised funds.
Okay, so let me clarify, or let me just reiterate,
okay,
make sure I understand. So if I want to donate an appreciated mutual fund,
yep, perfect.
There is a limitation on how much I can claim as a deduction in 1 year,
yes,
and then the rest of it carries forward to the future. And the last part of this question is this fund that I want to donate, I purchased in the early 90s, and it has changed administrations, companies a couple times, and they say they can only give me a cost basis.
You don't need a cost basis. You get to take a deduction of the fair market value.
Perfect. This is the perfect security to use.
Okay, great.
It is the perfect security. Because you'll probably never find the cost basis.
That's right.
The reality is.
And if you sold it, you just make some guess.
And then you guess. And then at the IRS.
Make a realistic guess.
So this is the perfect security. You get the deduction. You don't have to worry about the cost basis. You put it in there. If you want to continue to own that security, just replicate it in your portfolio.
You could. Maybe it might not be the best thing.
But if you want to,
wouldn't buy it today, whatever it is you own.
But if you want to continue to own that security, you can buy it back and you reset your cost basis on it.
Okay.
It's perfect.
Full market value is what I'll get.
That's correct.
The deduction.
Thanks, John. As far as beneficiaries, like I've got ours set up where I think it's about 90% go to pre-designated beneficiaries that I have structured over a period of years. And then like 10% goes to where my kids can direct it or something along those lines. I forget exactly.
Yeah, you could put rules.
And you can change it.
Yeah, and you can change the allocation in it. It's really slick. And the visibility, visibility is something. So it sits in this fund.
And look, this isn't just for people with tons of money.
Oh no, I do it for people that give away $5,000 a year.
That's right.
And I do it for two reasons. One, it just makes giving that much easier. And two,
it's tax efficient. The
it's
government,
super
if you
tax
do it
efficient.
right, it's like the government gives you a match.
That's right. It's super tax efficient.
Yeah. And I don't know if I've talked to many people who've regretted giving money to the right charities.
Well, that's the key. The right charity.
I did say that. Yeah. Well, I was on a board of a community foundation for a few years, and I said in one of the board meetings, I said, I think half of these nonprofits should be killed.
Okay.
Didn't go over too well.
No.
But my point was, there's a lot of people with big hearts, right? And they're maybe not skilled in I have a heart for foster youth. My wife and I adopted 2 foster. I have a heart for foster youth. But for me to suddenly, if I went and started this foster organization of some sort, my guess is I wouldn't do as good a job as someone who had spent their career understanding these issues and so there's lots of great organizations, and lots of organizations where there's great heart, but not very effective
Execution.
But there's some phenomenal organizations out there as well.
Yes.
Enough about that.